What's up, y'all? It's your girl Fifi, and I am about to chop it up with y'all about my 48 hours in jail that I had to do and the amount of trauma that I experienced within this 48 hours. It was crazy. Okay, so I get to the jail and I basically have to turn myself in. And this is all because of driving, driving while suspended and all that good stuff. But anywho, one of my punishments was to serve the 48 hours. So that's what I did. I turned myself in. They put me in this cell with a whole bunch of other girls that were there for different reasons, and the whole situation, the whole thing was just so traumatic for me, and so I just don't even know where to start for real. Okay, so we're in this cold cell, and I meet a girl, and so we start talking, and kind of like trying to kill time, trying to, and so we're talking, and so then, there's some other girls in there, and so we start, talking to them too, and then, we're just chilling, and this woman walks in, and she's like already in orange. We are all in our regular clothes, and she just sits down and she starts crying, and I'm just like, what's wrong? Like, why are you crying? Like trying to console her, because like, I don't know, I've never been in jail. I'm not a scary person. You know what I mean? Anybody that knows me knows that jail is not for me. Jail is not a place that you will find Valencia. Well, anyways, she starts talking to us, and she says, well, I'm in here for murder. And I'm like, what do you mean you're in here for murder? You know what I mean? And she's like, they're trying to say that I basically beat my boyfriend's son to death. And I'm like, well, like, how, do they have proof? Like, what's going on? Do they, like, what's going on at this point? And she's like, well, they said that they're still investigating it, and they're still investigating it, but I was just kind of confused, because if they're still, investigating, this, the whole situation, then I don't understand why they would, charge her with the murder. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to her, you know what I mean? Because I have nothing else to do. I'm sitting inside this cell with, like, I want to say 8 or 9 other women. And so she's like, yeah, it's my boyfriend's son. And I was like, well, how, kind of was just asking her questions. And she's like, yeah, I've been with him for 6 years, and he had this baby on me. And just so happened that, that's the baby that they're saying that she killed. And, she's just going on and on about how she really didn't deal with the baby and things of that sort. And I was just on the internet yesterday, and it looked like she was charged with that murder. And it was just crazy. It was just because, like, I was sitting across from a murderer, y'all, like a baby killer, and I was like talking to her. Like, it was so scary, and it was just like, I wanted to believe her so bad. I wanted to, but she, I don't know, she told a good story, that's all I could say. But anywho, they come after I get to the jail at 9 o'clock, and they finally move me upstairs at 1 a.m. And, this is my first time going through this stuff. So, they pull you in the back, and then they tell you to take off all your clothes. And it was so cold in there, y'all. Then, so they make you take off all your clothes, and of course to put on the jail clothes. And you have to, like, take a shower and stuff. Well, the soap that they give you to take a shower is that it's the foam hand soap. I don't know if y'all ever seen, I'm sure y'all have. I like at the restaurants or anywhere you probably go, school. It's the hand things that you kind of like press and then the foam comes out. And so that's what they made me bathe with. And then after I got out of the shower, she basically made me bend over, like completely nude, and cough. And it was just like so uncomfortable. It was something that I've never experienced before. Like, I'm in here for driving. Like it's just crazy. And it's just like, no matter what your offense, and when you go to jail, they treat you like complete animals when you're in there. I mean, granted, you know, they don't want you to get comfortable there, and they wanted to make it to where, you know, you don't want to come back. But it's just like inhuman how they treated, how I felt in that cell, you know, while I was waiting to get booked. And so I don't know, I just never felt so ignored, or I don't know really how to explain that feeling. It's just, it was hard. It was hard, you know, and like I said before, like that was my second time going to jail, and my first time actually getting booked to go upstairs. So anyways, I'm in the shower, bathing with this hand soap the best that I could, and the water is like so cold, and it turns off like every 5 seconds. Like, I just, you know, I just don't see how people could just be comfortable with that lifestyle. So anyhow, she, you know, took all of my clothes. I put on the orange uniform, and then I was moved to upstairs. This is the interesting part. So I get upstairs, okay? The man clicks the buzzer to open the door, and a rat runs out of the cell. So I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? Y'all, I am just like, no. And so then I get in there, and I, you know, get on the top bunk, and I was just laying there, and like, I don't know. I don't know. I was just laying there. And then the next morning came, and they came in with the breakfast. And of course, I was just only eating like literally bites to survive enough to make it the fuck up out of there. I was trying to get out of there. But anyways, I had met my cellmate in the morning when she woke up. And she was an interesting individual. This is the first day that I'm there, so, you know, I seen the rat. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to play back. But I see the rat, and so I'm just like, fuck my life. And then I get in, and then I'm there, and I'm just laying there up, and then the morning comes, and then, you know, they bring those trays in. You know, like I said, I just ate some survival bites, and then my cellmate had ate basically everything else. But she was an interesting individual. She had a boyfriend that was downstairs, so she was like trying to use the restroom as less as possible, because I didn't know what she was doing, because I seen her at the toilet, and she was like scooping the water up with a cup and like pouring it into the sink, and scooping the water up and pouring it into the sink. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just watching her. And then she takes a pad, and she sticks it in the toilet and absorbs the water and squeezes it into the sink. And so she does that until like there's no water in the toilet. And so what she did was, she has like a toilet paper roll thing, and she stick it in the toilet, and that's how she would communicate with her boyfriend downstairs. So I thought that was really, I don't know. I've never seen no shit like that, like in real life. Like, I don't know. But, you know, and then it was like I was so dehydrated because she was like trying as less as possible to use the toilet, and she kept urinating in the sink. And so I'm like, I can't even get any water. Like, they only serve you like 1 cup of like the sugar water that they have with each meal. And the cup is like this big, you know what I mean? And so it was just really traumatic. So that was the first day. You know, I'm just kind of chilling. You know, she let me use her tablet to call her mom, my mom. And so I was thankful for that. Then we're going into the second day. So I spent one night. Yes. So we're going into Saturday night. Saturday night, I was like, you know what? I don't want to sleep on that top bunk because it's really hard to get up there. You know, I'm a little big, you know what I'm saying? So, but I had put my little mat on the floor, my cover, whatever. And I had put, because, you know, I seen that mice the first day that I had got there. And so I put a piece of, like, sweet bread that they give to the mates every day, and I put it by the door thinking like, okay, well, if I put it by the door, then the rats, you know, the mice or whatever, it'll just sit there and eat it and it won't come in fucking with me, you know. My dumb ass, I don't know, I was just tired of getting up and down on that freaking top metal bunk. It was horrible. So I put my mat on the floor, you know, and I'm just laying there, and I'm like kind of half awake, and I'm like halfway up and halfway asleep, but I make sure I slept light enough, you know, to be aware of if the mice had come back into the room. But, you know, thinking, you know, the cake is by the door, so I don't have to worry about it. And I was wrong. I was laying on my stomach, and I had the cover over my shoulders. Out of nowhere, I start feeling something crawling up my back. So immediately I jump up and I shake the cover, and the fucking rat is like thrown into the middle of the floor, and it runs out of the room. My heart is like beating so fast at this point. It was horrible. It was so horrible. And I was just like, you know, this is my last night here. I'm just going to lay on this top bunk, and I'm just going to, like, it took me hours and hours, and I don't know, to calm down. I was so freaked out, but I didn't want to scream and wake up the whole area that we were in. Because, you know, just trying to consider other people, you know what I mean? I know they don't want to be there either. You know, I just don't want to disturb them, y'all. But that rat scared the fuck out of me when y'all got to hear me. Jail is not the place to go. If you're doing something that you know that can possibly put you there, you probably should want to stop, because that's not worth it. No. It's not worth it at all. And the whole time that I was laying on my top bunk after the fucking rat crawled on me, it was just hanging out in the room, you know, because I'm up, my heart's pounding, my anxiety's on 10. I'm trying to calm down, you know what I'm saying? And I can't, so I'm just looking down under the door where the rat would come in and out. And it was just coming in the room, like it was just like periodically just come and walk around the room. Get her. It would just like randomly just come and wander around the room, and all night. That's what it did. And it's just like normal for that rat to be. It was like the rat cell at this point, because I'm just on the top bunk and I'm just watching like, the rat was in the room all night. So me putting the piece of cake on the floor like a dummy, thinking that it was going to stop that rat from crawling on me, was absolutely the dumbest shit I could have ever done in my whole life. Like, no, y'all, this shit was crazy. But anywho, I did meet some good people in there. A girl did braid my hair for me, and I'm gonna put some money on her books. She has 8 years to do. She said she was stealing and stuff, and so I just met, you know, a lot of different people, and I just highly encourage everyone to please do what's right, and to do your best to stay out of there, because that place is not for people. The whole time that I was in Sedgwick County facility, I felt like I was an animal, you know what I'm saying? And I've never hurt anyone. I've never, you know, committed, I feel like, a true crime. I mean, driving, you know, of course I have to drive because I have 4 children. And I don't expect anyone, you know, to help us, you know, or, you know, be my chauffeur or anything like that. So, you know, I don't know. But thank you guys so much for staying tuned with me. Make sure you like, subscribe, watch my video. Thank you.